So this video is going to be a bit of spitballing because I'm genuinely curious what other people's thoughts and experiences have been. It's commonly held that trauma is held within the body, it's stored within the muscles and the organs. What I'm wondering is if it's more a case that the energy keeps cycling, but because of our habits, because of our mindset, because of our practices, the energy keeps regenerating. We keep producing more of it. So when it comes to energetic blocks that appear within the energetic field, I know firsthand, both from my own experience and from work I have done on other people, that there can be blocks that someone has held onto for a very large chunk of their lifetimes. And you clear that away, you're not going to see that kind of block return normally. But even in an energetic context, there are people who are in a frame of mind where you'll do a session for them and they'll feel amazing afterward. But a week goes by, a month goes by, and they're in a similar spot where they were before. And it makes me think that the energy work helps clear things, but it doesn't always get to the root of it. And I don't think that the root of it is something that I can get to for someone, at least in some cases. I'm not sure that anyone can do what is necessary for some people in order to be able to move on for good. I'm thinking about it in terms of the triggers video that I did the other day, where I talked about how people will feel alarmed when they're safe. And they'll feel alarmed when they're safe specifically because that safety in their past experience always came right before something horrible happened. So if someone's nervous system is tuned in that way, and you clear up their energetic field, maybe if there is something stored in the muscles or the body and you get rid of that, well, do they generate more of it once they start feeling safe? Because they don't feel safe in safety. They don't feel safe when they are calm. I don't think that this is cut and dry. I don't think it's a case where one thing happens or the other happens and they're completely exclusive from one another. Only one thing can ever happen, irrespective of the individual or the context. But in informed articles that I've written, like There Is No Such Thing as Fully Healed, which I will link down below, assuming that I remember, which I should, but I plan to link that down below. One thing that I can't remember if I touched on it directly in that article, but my thought process was, this ties into why I don't encourage people to get into all of the gory details of the different things that they've been through, especially when it comes to their traumas. I know for myself, about the only time that I get into what I call the gory details are in the most intimate and the most trusting contexts, where I feel it's important for this other person to see me and understand me as thoroughly as they can for the sake of our bonding and for our relationship. I do not see this as being a good practice generally, for a whole host of reasons, chief among them being it's very easy to trauma bond with people and to create unhealthy dynamics between each other when one or both of you is spilling your guts within the first few moments that you've met each other, or within the first days or weeks. Substitute whatever time frame makes the most sense to you. And I also think that in talking so much about our trauma, there can be a point where it's cathartic to do it. If you're talking about something you have never spoken about before, that can be a huge weight off of your shoulders. But when you keep talking about it, there comes a point where you're not improving, you're not moving on from it, you're actually reinforcing the story. And if you're reinforcing the story, what does that do to your energetic body? What does that do to your nervous system? What does that do to the tension within your muscles? And how does that impact your joints? You know, we aren't just one thing. And when we're talking about our traumas, when we're talking about an ache or a pain, we're not talking about something that is isolated from the context of the rest of ourselves and the rest of our experience. if we are continuously regenerating the thing that we're trying to move on from, we're not serving our own highest good. And we can adopt however many practices we want to. We can talk to as many therapists as will take us. We can get as many energy healings done or have as much spell work done as we can afford. And it's still not going to fix the underlying problem of I keep producing this negative energy because I don't feel safe. This is food for thought. If you like the video, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you're looking for my writings and my services, you can find that in the links below alongside any socials that I have. It was good talking to you guys today, and I'm looking forward to the next video.